Hello and thank you for watching. So today for my 2017 Porsche Macan, I'm going to try and work out what needs done further with the seat belts to be able to clear the error codes which exist for both the passenger and driver side pretensioners. So I'm going to start by using my tool here, just an ordinary ohmmeter set to ohms there, and also going to be using a toothpick. And I'll explain why I need that in a minute. So as you can see here at the moment, obviously it's open circuit, so nothing registering, and if I connect these two together, you can see that effectively it closes the circuit, and really no resistance between these two terminals. And that's effectively what happens if you put the both probes down into there's obviously two terminals in there that you're connecting. Now this is the one that's blown. I know I took that at the passenger side, and this is the spare one I got for the driver's side. So if you put the probes down into here, it's not quite sure if you can see the two terminals, they're just there, and effectively if you put the probes down onto them, then effectively what we end up getting is a closed circuit, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this one-handed or not, so let me just see. So excuse the camera work and trying to do the probes at the same time, but you maybe just have to trust me that effectively putting them both down there, I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed. If I put them both down there, it gets effectively a closed circuit, and that's because there is a little effectively breaker circuit. You can just see here there's two tabs here that effectively are touching, so because they're touching on both sides, it's just a closed circuit, and you're not really testing the complete circuit within this. Now if I put this down here, should be able to put it in the right place. I should be able to get one of these tabs. I'm not sure if you can see. I can therefore push it away. That therefore means it breaks the circuit, and I should be able to test the circuit within the airbag. So or the pretensioner, sorry. So having done that already, I can tell that this one is bad, and when I do the same thing on this one, when I break that initial circuit by pushing that little tab down in there, I'm then getting a good reading, slightly higher resistance than effectively a completely closed circuit, but that suggests therefore this one is good. So my intention now is I've already disconnected my battery, and it says just to leave it a minute, so we're well over that now. What I'll do is I'll take the trims off on both the driver's and the passenger side, and I'm done that, I'll disconnect the wiring harness, and then while they're still in situ, I will test again for both. So I'm expecting to find the driver's one's bad, and we'll see what I get on the passenger side. If the driver's one is as expected bad, then at least effectively what I'm expecting is if it replace that, this one is good, and that should be able to resolve the driver's side. I'm a bit suspicious about the passenger side seat belt. I might find that I need another one of them, but I've had a bit of investigation work, and I should then understand. So first step is to get the trims off on both sides, so I can get to the airbag connectors at the bottom of the B pillars. So I've worked out how I'll demonstrate this. So this is actually the open circuit you see now, and the toothpick is in place. This is on the broken one. You can see no circuit there. If I remove the toothpick, you'll be hearing it there, and that's effectively closed the circuit, and therefore it's just measuring effectively between the two probes across the across the breaker bar. And on the good one, you can see here with the toothpick inserted is a slightly higher reading, suggesting this airbag pretensioner is good. And on the passenger side, this may very well be my problem. You can see there that orange, if I'm not making it too bright, that orange part is out, and that of course is what needs to push in to break the circuit to stop it just reading just across the terminals. So I'm hoping therefore that it's just my own mistake in not actually pushing that home before I put the trim back in, that's all the problem is on the passenger side. So what we're going to do is I'll go to test it anyway. I'll take that out, test the you know, by putting my toothpick in, etc. I will test this one on this side. I'll test it on the driver's side as well, get the readings, understand what they are, but I'm hoping therefore that on the passenger side anyway, just putting the orange tab back in place properly will resolve my problem, although I'm suspecting I'll have to change the driver's side. So here on the passenger side it's reading point 01 when it's effectively just connect the probes but don't put the toothpick in to break the circuit, and it's reading 0.03 if you do put the breaker bar, you know, get rid of the breaker bar, suggesting that this seatbelt probably is good. Well, hoping it's good then. I'm just going to put this connection back in, push the orange tab in, and I'll go and check on the driver's side and see what readings I'm getting there. And as suspected, this has effectively got an open circuit now that I get rid of the breaker bar. What that suggests is actually the error messages which we're getting in this case are actually translated rather than actually moved left hand drive to right hand drive. It's reading, I believe, reading the wrong way around on the error messages, given that what I was seeing on the passenger side was effectively a low reading, and on this side I'm getting a high reading because it's an open circuit. It's too much resistance, so it was the other way around it was reporting. So I think I might have been slightly confused, even more confused, if effectively I had you know, seen the error messages, just one error message, say I'd replaced the drivers, or say I'd actually pushed that connection in. I would have been seeing a fault being reported on that passenger side. I suppose fortunately, given that I didn't push that connection home on the passenger side, I was therefore seeing a fault on both sides, had to investigate them both, and therefore conclude that the error message is the wrong way around. Anyway, next step is to put the take this seatbelt out. There's that bolt down the bottom, which is holding the main unit. Little screw in the middle. You don't quite see there, just holding that bar in, and one up the top, retaining this mount here. So I'll get that changed now. Pop the new seatbelt in, and connect it up, and hopefully that will when I go to then clear the error codes, hopefully they will fully clear. I've been through and cleared the error codes for both sides, and I cleared this error code as well, but it's they come back, read out warning logger for maintenance and repair. So there must be some maintenance of that's required on the car that it's retaining. So I'll have to a bit look through that. But certainly for today, I'm quite pleased that I cleared the error codes on both airbags. I'll say I'm pretty strong suspicion that just the wording hadn't been changed for left-hand drive, right-hand drive on the error messages as I was seeing. Now I understand what sort of resistance I'm expecting to see on both. So I think the car's almost ready to go for paint, and the dent removed on the bonnet. So that's required, and then I will get somebody to check it over. But I think that's more or less completes the work that I'm going to do on the car. So certainly we'll give further updates once it's been for you know, to be painted and say dent removed, and checked over to see if there's anything more you know, worth reporting to you. But I appreciate you watching. So I'll speak to you again sometime. Thanks, bye.